Father is your son.
I am your father.
Give me back my son!
In Fallout 4, you play as someone who is cryogenically frozen, your significant other is killed, and your son, Father, is kidnapped. By the time you escape the vault, your son, Father, has become the leader of the Institute, an organization that makes synthetic humans, or synths. They create them, program them with free will, enslave them, and then wonder why they run away.
That's fucking stupid. Why would you do that?
In the last video, I tried and failed to find Preston Garvey's personality. This time, I'm going to try and find Father's motivation by joining the Institute and completing quests in different ways. I have issues with how Father and the Institute are written. I think it comes down to how limited the interactions are, the logic behind the Institute itself, and the game's lack of effort to explore why he does what he does. I'm still using Prestina from the previous video. I've become attached to the character, and the voice actor's pretty good. Before we get to the Institute, we need to run through the main quest.
So, you ready to get this show on the road?
Let's do it.
Good morning!
The apocalypse?
Oh my god! Head inside. Just up the stairs there.
As I live and breathe!
Lead the way.
You want into the city, right?
I just got here, but
The detective, he's gone.
Let's blow this joint.
Dala, I'm handling this.
Lily June on the rocks.
You two can go.
I need to find Sean.
Right. Head in.
Cigars. I wonder if Dogmeat could pick up the scent.
Oh, hell nah. What's up, dog?
You came a long way.
End of the line, Kellogg.
The Institute?
I need to find a way.
There's a place in Good Neighbor called the Memory Den.
You and Mr. Valentine into the memory lounges.
Bye.
How does it work?
Virgil. We need to find him.
No sudden moves.
I need your help.
Follow the signal, and it'll lead you to a courser. Came up with some schematics for you.
I think I got the gist of it.
So, Sturgis, the redneck scientist who hangs out with Preston, has made a fucking sketchy teleporter. Now we can go to the Institute and rescue our son. The Institute is clean. It kinda looks like the J.J. Abrams version of Star Trek. We find our son, who somehow I forgot his name was Sean.
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Is that really you?
Who are you?
Sean, it's me. I'm your mom.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Sean, Daddy's gone, but I'm here. Mommy's here now.
What's going on? Father? Father! I don't
Sean,
know you. Go away.
open the door.
Father! Father, help me! There's someone here, help me!
Please, Sean. I'm your mother. Just talk to me. Just open the door.
Father? Father, help me! She's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
We promptly assassinate the kidnapper.
Broken.
I did this on my first playthrough, which makes the rest of the game quite confusing, let me tell you. I mean, call me impulsive, but that fucker had my son trapped in a glass prison. Sean seems to power off, and there's no way to get inside his cell. The synth guards don't even care that you did this. They just stand there.
Nothing to report, ma'am.
Excuse me.
Operating at full capacity.
Is this a bug? No, it's a feature. I later found out that since I killed Father with a sneak attack, no one knows what I did. So if you follow this path, you end up just teleporting back to Sanctuary. Apparently I've locked myself out of the Railroad ending and the Institute ending, which makes sense. I did just ice Sean pretty good. Preston has opinions about our Institute visit.
I've made my choice. The Institute is now our enemy.
I always knew that day was coming. The question now is, what are we gonna do about them?
I say we attack. Take the fight to the Institute.
I'm all for that, but we don't have any way to hit them yet. You should give Sturgis that holotape with the Institute data on it. With any luck, he can use it to find some way in. In the meantime, we can focus on building up our strength while Sturgis is working his end. No half measures. This time, when we attack, we finish the job, once and for all. I've got something for you to do right now, actually. A pack of ghouls has holed up near a settlement. They could use our help. I'll mark it on your map.
Are you fucking serious, man? I thought we were done with this. Let's wind back a bit and actually talk to Father this time.
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
I could kill you. Right here. Right now.
Yes. Yes, you could. And I would be powerless to stop you.
I want answers, asshole. Now!
Under the circumstances, I will forgive your vulgarity. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you. After all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
How is that even possible?
I know this is a lot to take in. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the sun you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
Father is your son, and he's the Sith blueprint because his DNA doesn't have any radiation. And after growing up in the Institute, he now runs the joint. Okay. That makes the Kellogg stuff kind of weird because he still looks exactly the same. There's a terminal log explaining Kellogg's lack of aging, but this whole plot point doesn't seem very well thought out. You'll wake up 50 years later, watch the kidnapping, and then sleep for another 10. Meanwhile, according to Kellogg's flashback, he's looked exactly the same for, 60 years? You invented a longevity vaccine, and then it never gets mentioned again. Might be someone who could use that. Sean also makes this child synth, and as an experiment puts it on display and wonders how you're going to react. It shows us that Sean's emotional intelligence is non-existent. And for a villain, I actually kind of like this. We're starting to paint a picture of a narcissistic scientist. I can only assume that Father is a self-imposed nickname. And we all know the kind of person who gives himself a nickname. They're an asshole.
I'll admit I'm curious. As a parent looking for a child, looking for the younger version of me, what do you think?
Shut your fucking mouth!
So now it's time to meet the rest of the Institute. We meet the heads of each department. Some like the idea that we're here, some don't. Others make synthetic gorillas. Dr. Madison Lee from Fallout 3 makes a return, which is great, because if you enjoyed watching Liberty Prime kill everything while you just twiddle your thumbs, I'm sure we can make that happen again. She also thinks that making a child synth is disgusting, which, yeah, I'd agree with that.
Dr. Orman's lecture on cold fusion was nothing short of a revelation.
Hi there.
To advance the quest, we need to upload Sturgis holotape, which makes no sense. And Father's terminal only requires a novice hacking skill to get into. Father also keeps his password in a drawer that's right next to his computer. Prestina is not 100% convinced with the Institute, but Father asks her to take out a synth who has forgotten who he is and now leads a band of raiders.
Under his leadership, the raiders have taken many innocent lives.
He sends a Corsa, a military assassin synth, with us.
So, are you ready to go in? There's something important I need to tell you. I'm going to give you B592's reset code.
Jesus, what a mouthful.
Then talk fast, ma'am.
B592 initialize factory reset. Authorization Gamma 71 Epsilon.
Ready to relay with reclaim synth B592.
Father asks for another favor. Get used to this, he does it a lot.
What would you do when someone has stolen from you?
After everything I've been through to find you, I think you already know.
I'm sorry, Mother. Of course, you're right. You've been in contact with the Railroad, so you're aware of their misguided beliefs.
What happened? What have they done?
They are in possession of technology that does not belong to them. Usually they are a minor nuisance, but lately they have become more emboldened. I'm afraid we've reached the point where a response is necessary. We have learned the current location of these synths, and need to reacquire them before the Railroad can hide them.
I'm not sure why you'd bother.
Aside from taking back our property, we must teach them a lesson, as it were, and quickly at that. But it's important that we act on this soon, before the Railroad has any indication we've tracked them.
Seriously, this is a waste of my time.
Like many things at the Institute, this has ramifications beyond the immediate objective. Keep that in mind. A Corsair will be waiting for you near Bunker Hill. You'll need him.
The Bunker Hill mission marks a fork in the road in Fallout 4. If you kill the Corsair and then meet up with Father, you get what I would call my favorite and the most frustrating conversation in the game.
You know, in all my years, I've never set foot outside the Institute. Not once. Since the day they brought me here. I've never had a reason. But now, this just confirms the truth I've always known. The Commonwealth is dead. There's no future here. The only hope for humanity lies below.
It wasn't always like this. It used to be different.
I can only imagine. Standing here, I'm reminded of how fortunate I am that I was spared a life in this wasteland. I know that to you, I was kidnapped from that vault. In truth, the Institute rescued me. Both of us, really.
They left me on ice. For 60 years.
They did. And for good reason. I was the perfect candidate. An infant with uncorrupted DNA. But if something were to go wrong, if I died, well, the Institute realized a contingency plan was prudent. Another source of pre-war DNA, preferably related to their primary subject. It only made sense that my parents should fill that role. So you were kept alive and safe within the vault. I'll admit, when I had you released from Vault 111, I had no expectations that you'd survive out here in all this. To not only do so, but manage to find me. To infiltrate the Institute itself. Extraordinary.
You could have let me out decades ago.
Until I became director, I had no idea you were there. And after, there was initially no logical reason to do so. Certainly, it was no longer necessary to keep you suspended. Well, I suppose I wanted to see what would happen. An experiment of sorts. Would the Commonwealth corrupt you, as it has everything else? Would you even survive? Perhaps most curious to me, would you, after all this time, attempt to find me? And now I know the answer.
That's all this is to you? All I am to you? Just another experiment?
No, that's not all. But still, I'm glad it turned out the way it did. Soon, I hope you'll understand. Everything I've done has been for the future. A future which I hope is not in jeopardy after recent events. Bunker Hill did not go well for us. Would you care to explain what happened?
I made a choice. I let the synths go free.
Why? Why would you do something so stupid?
I made the call. I don't have to explain myself to you.
No, you do. You at least owe me an explanation. This was such a simple task. I just don't understand. I know you're capable of handling yourself. How can I expect you to represent the Institute if this sort of thing continues?
Let's not forget our rules here, son. At the end of the day, I'm still your mother.
I am acutely aware of our positions. I am also not a child. And I have a tremendous amount of responsibility for the Institute.
You may actually be completely crazy.
Well, I suppose that makes your position quite clear, doesn't it? I had hoped we could be something like a family again. I hoped you shared our vision for the future. I'm afraid there's no room for sentimentality, Mother. If you are not with us, then you are against us. Whatever you do going forward, do not interfere with the Institute's plans. I hope you can find some amount of peace.
I dreamed of you as an adult for so long. Here you are. And I'm so disappointed.
Goodbye, Mother.
I don't think the game goes far enough in terms of your options. Piece of shit. He pitches the quest by asking probably the most tone-deaf question.
What would you do when someone has stolen from you?
He creates a replica of 10-year-old Sean as a test to see your reaction.
As a parent looking for a child, looking for the younger version of me, what do you think?
And then he reveals that releasing you from cryostasis was just an experiment.
Well, I suppose I wanted to see what would happen.
I wanted to grab his shoulders and scream into his ears, maybe threaten to throw his ass off the building. I think that's the core problem. This scene is about as far as you can go in terms of confronting him. Granted, you can also make fun of him in his deathbed, but it's not particularly satisfying.
I wanted to see you one last time. Before your whole empire comes crashing down around you.
Let's go back a little bit and side with the Institute at Bunker Hill.
I trust you'll resolve the situation at Bunker Hill quickly and quietly.
The situation appears to have escalated. A covert approach is likely impossible.
Not a chance.
F633. Initiate reset. Authorization code Theta 93 Stratus.
That's all of them. Objective complete. Return to the town.
The synths have been safely returned and will be repurposed. Thank you for your work. I hope you weren't at too much risk.
The Courser could have handled it on his own. It was a waste of my time.
I disagree. It's important that you understand the work that is necessary to maintain the Institute. It's time for you to become more involved in the future of the Institute. I'd like you to join me inside.
Now that a measly 5 synths were rescued from a battle that probably had over 100 casualties, it's time for a meeting.
Phase 3 is simply the activation of a nuclear reactor that can provide enough power to the Institute now and forever. It will ensure not just our survival, but our prosperity.
Whoa. Nuclear power? That's a disaster waiting to happen.
Not in our hands. I assure you this is the answer. This is the future. While I am not overly fond of putting my own mother in harm's way, she has proven more than capable of handling herself.
Yes, but...
This is not a matter for debate. Now, there is one more subject that requires discussion.
I don't know that this is the time.
Dr. Holdren, it is time. Please, I'm sorry to say I am dying.
What?
Please,
Can't be serious.
Everyone, please, I am sorry. This is not how I wanted to tell you, but we're running out of time.
This can't be happening. I only just found you.
I've had the same thoughts more than a few times. But we cannot let this stop us. Our work must continue. We can talk more later. Right now, the future of the Institute is at stake. The Institute cannot survive without leadership. The Directorate must continue to govern with the best interest of all in mind. To that end, I am naming my mother as my successor.
Oh, boy.
You can't be serious!
Really?
Seems a poor choice.
How can you possibly justify this? She isn't one of us. She isn't even a scientist.
Ignoring your borderline, insubordinate tone, I will simply say this. The Institute has enough scientists. What it needs is a leader. I believe my mother has already proven herself more than capable in that regard. This will conclude this meeting. Thank you.
Father reveals that he's dying from cancer. Okay, so that might be an issue for a YouTube video about Father if he's not going to be around.
I'm sorry, Mother. I hope it wasn't too presumptuous of me to put you in charge without even asking first.
I don't want to run this place.
Are you so sure? You seem to have a natural talent for leading by example, getting things done. This will suit you. And I think we can both agree the Institute will need the guidance. There's no question that some of the Directorate and the Institute at large will need reassurances about your appointment. That's why I'd like you to take charge of this latest operation. Dr. Fillmore can fill you in on the details. There are hard decisions ahead, for all of us. But for you especially. I know that you'll do the right thing.
I also love the illusion of choice. I don't want to run the Institute. Oh, nah, don't even fucking worry about it, mate. It'll be fun. Next step, nuclear power.
Head on up to the relay, and I'll meet you there. The Brotherhood sure is here.
Something's out there.
Let's cut. I'll give them that.
Dr. Fillmore?
I think that was enough excitement for a while. Ever.
Now that we're back, Father wants us to be the negotiator at a hostage situation with the Minutemen. But before that, the Bioscience Department is not happy with the new leadership.
What's going on?
Dr. Higgs and Dr. Loken have decided to protest your appointment as Father's successor. They've taken control of the bioscience security systems and cut off our food supply.
Can't you at least give me a chance?
Very well then. Open the door and let's return to the fold.
Obviously, some kind of disciplinary action must be taken here.
They were prepared to let everyone starve to death. They have to die.
I understand.
You know what's funny about the Institute is that they're cartoonishly evil, so executing them feels like a decision that Sean would endorse. That's also funny, so I just did it. Father wants us to make a speech to the Commonwealth.
Use the microphone here and follow the script.
For years now, you have suspected that the Institute still exists, that we are among you. It's true. But it's not the whole truth. We are here, and we are your new masters. Our superior technology represents the future of the Commonwealth. Today, we activate our nuclear reactor, ensuring that we will persevere long after the world above ground ceases to exist, ensuring that mankind has a future. We have no desire to interfere in the unimportant details of your pathetic existences. We simply insist that you do not interfere with Institute operations. To do so would result in your complete annihilation. Rest easy. Know that the future is out of your control, and that mankind will thrive under our guidance.
Well, that was interesting.
I'm not sure why he's surprised. That's the Institute way. We're clearly a family of dictators. So, we fix a radio and then start a nuclear reactor. For a man who has cancer, he's standing awfully close to the reactor. What? You ignoring me? Huh? Motherfucker, I run things around here. Pristina leads the meeting, and by leading, I mean that she has to listen to others and then agree. They all think that the Brotherhood of Steel needs to go, but Father wants us to kill the railroad first. Done.
The Institute has ordered me to kill you.
What are you going to do about it?
As for the Brotherhood, Father suggests that we use their own weapons against them.
I'm glad it worked, but I'm glad you're safe. I want you to know that I'm grateful for the time we've had.
I wish we had more time.
The time has been short, yes. But it's better than no time at all. Thank you. Mother, you've helped a boy achieve his dreams. I think I'd like to sleep now.
As it turns out, the line from the meme, "you wouldn't understand," isn't actually in the game. But I can't help but feel that it still sums up Sean and the Institute. It's almost like the camera refuses to frame them as the psychopaths that they are, despite all the evidence to the contrary. The Institute is hilariously evil. They have no problem asking you to destroy the Brotherhood and the Railroad. They claim that they are the hope for the future of mankind, completely ignoring the blood on their hands. Their willingness to blindly follow Sean makes them just as guilty as he is. In a lot of ways, Sean is a compelling villain. His complete disregard for the consequences of his actions, his non-existent emotional intelligence, and his one-track mind when it comes to science and experiments. The frustration comes from the game not allowing you to confront him about these issues. I hate to say it, but Father dying of cancer is a real cop-out. It would be the perfect opportunity for him to explain what the purpose of the Institute is, how he came to power, and who he is as a person. I think it would be a fitting reward for siding with the, quote, evil faction. So I guess Sean was right. I don't understand the point of the Institute, and I don't understand Father. In our first meeting, there's a dialogue option where Sean states that people are always frightened by what they don't understand. No, Sean, people are afraid of being killed and replaced with a synth. Let me know what I've missed with Father. I'm sure there's a lot.